Hey, welcome everybody. This is Drew Griffin with the Daily App Show, and I just wanted to thank everybody for hanging out with me today. I'm just going to tune down this volume, and good morning to everybody. I wanted to welcome everybody to this new episode of the Daily App Show. Now, today I am going to be reviewing a pretty cool app called Zello Walkie Talkie. And without further ado, we're going to just jump right into the show here. I won't keep up too much of your time. So on today's show, I'm going to be reviewing the Zello Walkie Talkie app. It's available for both iOS and Android. Shortly after this interview or review, I'm going to pull up and actually put the rest of the description. I'll put it in the show notes, both here and on our blog as well, the actual links to the iOS and the Android apps. But before I do that, let me just jump in and give a little word from our sponsor. This show is brought to you by Superjacker Pro. And basically, how would you like to get instant content, traffic, and authority in any niche? We have a new cloud-based software that allows you to hijack other people's sites and legally use their content and authority to get you opt-ins and make you sales. It's fully cloud-based, no website or hosting necessary. You can hijack almost any website that's out there with multiple types of jack types. That way it looks like it's actually coming from your website or your blog. You can add your own opt-in forms, your bonus offers, calls to action, and just use other people's content as well. It's fully drag and drop, super simple, easy to use. You can use hijack website links and make them direct to anywhere that you want, to your blog, maybe to an affiliate product that you're looking to make commissions off. You want to promote them, that sort of thing. And you can get instant content, traffic, and authority to your website. So if you don't mind, go head over and check out Superjacker Pro. You can head over to thedailyAppShow.com/Superjacker Pro. Now, without further ado, let's jump into our review today. Now, Zello is a place for free, live, private, and public conversations. It's a pretty cool app. I just tested it again this morning with a colleague of mine, Jen, which you're going to see the video of that in just a little bit. This is a really cool app, especially at the time of this recording. You know, Hurricane Irma is coming up, to the south of the United States. It's gone through, unfortunately, the islands. It's created a lot of damage, and fearful that, the power of this hurricane might, do a lot more damage here on the mainland. So this app itself might be able to help you remain in contact if you lose some cellular service. It may not be completely useful if you're losing your Wi-Fi and that sort of thing, but if you're trying to check in with some loved ones, some friends, some family that may lose their cellular connection, you might be able to use the radio function and do a direct connect, almost like a walkie-talkie. So again, join millions of people who use Zello instead of texting. You can use it on a one-to-one with a friend for a live group call, or maybe even a family or a soccer team. The Zello app can even replace two-way radios at work, which is pretty cool. This is kind of like the old Nextel devices, like the walkie-talkie cell phones that we had back in, a few years back, where we were always chirping and sending those messages back and forth. Zello is the only place for live group, open group communication, old school CB radio style, according to their description. You can create a live Zello channel for your own forum or your customers, which is actually kind of cool. If you wanted to, create a Facebook group or something along those lines, there's a lot of different permutations and uses for this type of app. If you want to have offer a bonus to your audience as an upsell, or as just something extra that they get access to, maybe be able to send direct messages back and forth. It's free, live voice over any network or Wi-Fi connection. You can see who's available or who's busy. You can set it to private if you want to, so you don't want to be directly connected. You can have office hours, sort of, so to say. You can send photos directly to friends instantly. You can replay messages later. So if you got a message from somebody that didn't come over clear, or you're driving or something like that, you can always replay that message. It's a little bit more contextual basis, is based as opposed to sending a text message. It's cross-platform, so again, it's on iOS and Android. It's free with no ads, and you won't be able to spam your friends, so to say. It lets you delete your account if you want to, and it will support Apple Watch as a remote control. There's no audio support for it just yet. So why don't we go ahead and queue up the video here so you can actually see the app in its place, and we'll go from there. So let me just give you a second here, and there it is. With the Daily App Show, I want to do this quick review of an app called Zello Walkie Talkie. Now, Zello Walkie Talkie is probably a very useful app, given the time of this recording is right prior to Hurricane Irma hitting the United States. Now, Zello is a place for free, live, private, and public conversations. Join millions of people who use Zello instead of texting. You can use this with one-to-one to a friend, for a live group call, or for a family or soccer team. The Zello app can even replace two-way radios at work. Zello is the only place for live group communication, old school CB radio style. Create live Zello channels for you, your forum, your customers. Enjoy conversations from across the globe. It boasts that it's free live voice over network, any network or Wi-Fi connection. See who's available or busy. Send photos to friends instantly. Replay messages later, even if your phone was off. It's cross-platform. There's free with no ads. They won't spam your friends, and it lets you delete your account even. Supports Apple Watch as a remote control with no audio support at this given time. So right now they're on version 3.4.1. Without further ado, I thought I'd bring this up as an example to show you what the demo looks like. All right, so without further ado, let's jump right into it and pull up Zello. All right, so with Zello, it's a very simple user interface. You have the ability to control your speaker, the volume here. You've got the ability to add contacts if you want, so you can come into contacts and actually upload them if you want. You can send private invitations to people. Right now I have a colleague of mine, Jen Sherman, who is willing to help me out during this review of Zello. You can check out recent conversations. You can create your own channels. I think that's a premium version of this. And you also have options to change your audio, your alert, your vibrate, your history, your push to talk radio button. You can check out the restrictions, block people if you want to. You can change the theme, and so on and so forth. So without further ado, I just kind of want to show you what this looks like. I'm going to ping Jen Sherman, just to ask her how she's doing prior to the hurricane. Hey Jen, how you doing? I'm just doing this review of the Zello app. I just want to check in, make sure that you're doing okay prior to Hurricane Irma. I think this might be a really good option to keep people in touch during this time of need. So we'll give her.
Hey Drew, check 1 3. I definitely agree. I think this is a fabulous app, and it allows people to access their loved ones quickly, and it's done over radio, so they don't have to worry about service.
Great job. Thanks, Jen. Hopefully everything's okay. Hopefully the hurricane doesn't reach you down in your area. So stay safe, and thanks again for pinging in here during this review, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Drew. Have a good one.
All right, so that's the basic functionality of this walkie-talkie based app. It's done over your mobile device. So should you lose cellular contact, if you've got at least Wi-Fi, you can continue to communicate with your loved ones in any given situation. Just to give you an idea, I'm in the Pennsylvania area. I think Jen is in the Washington, D.C. area, Virginia, something along those lines. So that was really, really fast way to communicate with Jen over the Zello app. If you are in need of remaining in contact with your family members and are losing control of this, might be a good idea to go ahead and download the Zello app. We will have a link for the download of the Zello app. I believe it is cross-platform for iOS and Android. So hopefully this provides some value to you and your family. Thanks so much for checking out this demonstration here on the Daily App Show. And as always, we'll talk to you in a future video. Thanks. All right, so that was Zello Walkie Talkie app. Thanks so much for those of you who are watching live today. My good friend Dr. Mike Sevilla and Jen Sherman of the Influencer Collective chiming in as well. Thanks, Jen, for helping out during that demonstration a little bit earlier. This actually brings up a pretty interesting situation. Perhaps the walkie-talkie feature for medical colleagues or other corporations and other businesses. I see this might be a good opportunity. Instead of dialing up and sending text messages, you quickly ping whoever you need. The message is going through very fast. You saw that during the demonstration that the message is delivered almost instantaneously, and the connection was great. The sound was great. I could hear just fine. Wasn't any static or anything like that. So it might be a viable solution for those that are looking for that direct connection. For parents out there or kids or siblings that want to stay in touch with one another, they're at sporting events. The permutations really and the possibilities just go on and on and on. So I do appreciate everyone's time today. We're coming up on about 12 minutes now. I'm going to keep this short. Again, if you happen to be watching this live, I do appreciate any engagement that you might have. Like, share. If you don't like it, if you have some suggestions, you have questions, feel free to ask them. I will get back to you in the comments below. And if you're watching this on replay, I appreciate the opportunity for you to check out the Daily App Show. Go ahead and visit our sponsor if you find that might be of value to you. And of course, download and check out Zello, the Walkie Talkie app. I think you'll have a lot of fun. Look me up if you want to send a message. It'd be fun to kind of play around, get to know you a little bit better, maybe over the Zello Walkie Talkie app. But for the time being, it's going to be it for today. Come back and visit us tomorrow. I got a pretty cool giveaway lined up for tomorrow. I don't have it in front of me, so you'll have to come back and check it out. I've got a pretty cool thing that I'm going to be giving away. You'll need to be checking it out live and maybe even on replay. There's going to be an opportunity to win a pretty cool giveaway. So thanks again for checking out the Daily App Show today. Again, appreciate it. Everyone be safe out there. I know the hurricane is coming up the East Coast. If you're in the path, please be safe and just take care of yourself and your loved ones. Hopefully we'll be able to connect relatively soon here on the Daily App Show or out about on the interwebs. Thanks again, Jen, Mike, for tuning in and commenting. Appreciate it, and I will see you guys real soon.